Welcome to the Tales of New Dunhaven. This week we have the Cackling Crows crew, starring Sani,
Hey.
Strong Copper,
Yo.
and CreeperZone,
Howdy.
and potentially Oblivious if he wakes up and joins us later, but we're going to get started without him at first. Previously, in New Dunhaven.
Oh, I think I might know what happened with that, because I think there was like a bit of confusion if we were starting at 4 or at least starting like...
He might show up in about 20 minutes, but let me do my intro.
Yeah.
Previously,
sorry about that.
in New Dunhaven. Though other crews have gotten caught up in the exploits of ex-Spider Diane and her new leverage job brokerage, New Dunhaven is a vast city, and its arrangement hasn't changed. Your standard criminal brokers are still offering your more run-of-the-mill, morally gray thieving missions. The Cackling Crows have stolen a street gang's horse for the Vespers, and hijacked a blooded ship for the Red Lotus Society. After reviewing their contacts and looking at all the options, they've decided to take on a job from the family. All they know going in is that it involves an ex-cartel member and the theft of gold and silver. Since none of you have changed characters, we'll just go straight to sort of the entrance scene. The meeting location and your starting hideout is a family controlled sort of cafe restaurant sort of thing. And when you arrive, you are led to a back room to meet a sort of portly, bearded family boss type character. Who wants to introduce themselves first? Sort of reintroduce yourself, since it's been a little while since your last job.
Like the proper character and appearance, or just who we are?
Yeah, just, who you are, what you look like, how you come in.
I guess I'll start. We have Gravekeeper Jackrum, who kind of looks very much like Lurch from the Addams Family, as we've decided. Very big man, wearing an old suit that looks like he wears it while doing physical labor, and with shoes that are just caked with a little bit of mud, and at the moment carrying a small spade, which is kind of like a shovel, only one of the smaller versions of it. Because whatever.
You are the Brawler from the Gravediggers, so...
Yes, I am.
You have a very deathly pallor to you.
He is not an attractive man. He's not necessarily an ugly one, but he's not attractive.
All right, do you do anything special when you come into this restaurant and head towards the back?
What kind of restaurant is it?
It's, sort of vaguely Italianish, sort of fancy dinner restaurant.
So, effectively, the Victorian era version of Olive Garden.
Sure, but maybe a little fancier than that? Like, a lot fancier than that?
Oh, so they don't have cockroaches everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
He might. No, I'm pretty good. He might order maybe a cheap glass of wine, of red wine, because let's face it, it's an Italian restaurant. They've got wine.
Yeah, but prices aren't that cheap, even for the cheapest options.
Oh, I'll screw that then.
All right.
I am not paying for expensive cheap wine.
So then the other two, then.
Yeah. So are we meeting in some back room, or?
Yeah, sort of a back area with a divider and lots of family goons sort of guarding the entrance.
Viola at the moment has a deep red hair color, pale skin, because since the new quirks you can change that stuff. So she's probably entering by window.
Just they're sitting around a dimly lit table in the early morning, and then you just sort of swing through a window, just like hello.
Yeah, it's just it's like they look away to their dishes or whatever. And the next moment she's standing before the now open window was actually locked. waves through. Hey, where are we meeting, guys? And looks around, sees Jackrum, and sits down next to him.
There is some like initial burst of commotion for your intrusion before the boss at the table sort of says, "Hey, settle down."
All right, I guess Kren arriving fashionably late. The assassin mummer walks in, and as he goes through the door, he makes sure to make a very big entrance, and I guess flashes his cape, and before walking on it into the back and meeting up with the others, he doesn't say anything as he sits down. He just waits, rubbing his fingers together, waiting for the mission.
"Oh, you're a flashy bunch, aren't you?" says the boss sitting before you.
No, however did you get that idea that the mummers are colorful people?
Two mummers and a gravedigger, and I hear there's a circle in your party as well. Ah, well, that might be just fine for this, depending on how you approach it. All right, so basically, I want you to roll bank. That's kind of the long and short of it.
All right.
There's a
nice easy bank robbery.
Yeah, just
no one can see this, but because he's wearing a mask right now, but Kren smiles very widely.
Now let me give you the details. This is the Rosso Bank. It's a private bank for private investors and whatnot. It's run by an old friend of the family, let's say, one Mikhail Rosso. Former money guy for us. And I say former because
he isn't a friend anymore.
Well, we used to think he was still a friend. Once you're in the family, you can't exactly leave quite so simply. But he'd done his work, and he'd earned a chance to take his business elsewhere. But seems like he's talking to some people that he shouldn't. But he doesn't know that we know yet. And if he gains word that we know, then he's going to take all that he's got and, run to the crown, run out to sea. We don't want any of that. We want to, just apply a little disciplinary action. The assets he's got in that bank of his, he's leveraged on quite a bit of it. So if it all disappears, that's, he's going to have to come to us for help. And then, we have a little talk about his activities. And then maybe we put him back in business, or maybe we take the bank for ourselves. But not before we give you a hefty cut for your services. Basically, I want you to just come at this guy unawares and just take everything he's got and bring it to us.
So,
and we're talking about a significant amount of gold and silver. I mean, have you lifted like bags full of gold and silver coins? It's quite heavy.
We stole a ship. How hard can a bit of gold and silver be?
Oh, that was you. Oh, very interesting. Well, then I won't. I expect good things then.
Do you want to
smack Viola in the back of the head after mentioning that?
Ow!
Be glad I didn't hit you.
Hey, you couldn't hit me. I'm too quick for that. And she immediately leads the other way just to be sure.
Jackrum doesn't strike her. He just sort of looks in her general direction. Just doesn't say anything. Just looks at her.
So that's sort of your main deal. That's sort of what you got to do. Now, here's some things you should probably know. One, don't let him know that the family is coming for him. Just don't tip him off. That's pretty simple. If you're going for don't do that thing that a lot of thieves like to do where, just before the end, they like to throw off a one-liner that sort of gives away the game. Don't do that. Just keep it secret.
Well, I don't do that. That's our assistant. And she stops mid-sentence just to not get hit again.
Why? Just Jackrum just puts his hand down a little bit.
As far as Mikkel should be concerned, you are just a group of thieves who don't like him very much. Which you are, but don't tell him that we sent you. 2, there's the main vault, which should be pretty easy to find, but I'm given to understand that he might have a secret vault elsewhere on the bank's property. So if you can find that and empty that, then, that's a bigger payout for you, I would think.
Fair enough. I'm
Sounds
assuming.
good.
Yeah?
I'm assuming you don't want us to harm him too badly. Just from the sounds of it.
Sani, you were going to say something?
No?
Okay. Copper, that clicking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, your computer sounds are fairly loud.
No, sorry. I'll stop that.
Anyway, the boss continues. And yeah, he says, I'd rather you didn't, no killing him. Yeah, but if you happen to rough him up a little bit, I'm not gonna, cry too much. But if you can avoid, blowing any big holes in the property or killing any of the staff, one, so you don't bring down a crap ton of heat on both you and me, but also so that, we can still use the place later. I mean, it's not a critical priority for me. It would just be, I would just consider it a perk. If you could do all this without causing any major damage or, anything like that.
So no cutting through the walls to get to the vault?
If you could avoid that, it would be...
Got it.
Damn it, no explosives.
If you don't have another way, prioritize stealing the gold and silver. But I'm just saying, it would be nice. It would be nice if you could do it all clean.
Sounds fair.
Do we know what kind of lock this vault has, or do we have, or do we have to find, or is there no idea what he has installed since he left?
Well, we can't really scope out the place because he knows us. He knows our methods.
No, I was just asking if you know from before he left, if any of you visited, have seen his vault before.
I mean,
before it would be suspicious for you to go there.
I mean, we've hung out, we've chat, and I've seen a big old silver vault door thing, but I couldn't tell you. I'm not a safe cracking man. I'm just a boss man.
Yeah, just making sure.
So where is this bank anyway?
It's just a big old merchant district next to a bunch of other big businesses, kind of tucked away, not on the main street or anything.
Out of curiosity, how public do you want this robbery to be?
Well, not so public that it gets traced back to me, I would hope.
Well, obviously. Just as a preference, would you prefer it to be known that he was robbed, or
quiet and discreet?
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that to you, I think. It's what's important is that you clear them out, and that you don't just render the bank, so I don't have to spend too much on reconstruction, paying off, investigators. If you keep the bank intact is really the thing I kind of want as a side goal. But as far as how loud, how flashy, just don't tell them it's a family job, and try to not blow any big holes in it, or kill any of the staff. Knock them out, fight, go big, go loud, go quiet, go discreet. I don't care. Just do those things for me.
Sounds good. So yeah. What sort of people is he talking to that he really shouldn't be?
That's really not going to affect the job.
Oh no. So these aren't the kind of people who would have their own security on point, or?
As far as I don't think they're clients of the bank, so.
Fair enough. Just making sure.
It's not important who he's talking to, and if you were to use that information to try and leverage against him, he might find out that you're working on behalf of the family. So I'm not telling you.
No, that's fair.
Fine.
That's fair.
I don't want you to put the squeeze on him. I want you to rob him. The squeeze is our
Alright.
job.
Yeah, fair. Nobody squeezes quite like the family.
That's right. Wait.
And about the whole don't leave a hole in it, how much do you care about having the lighting still working in your building?
The lighting? I mean, look, I imagine I'll have to spend some money refurbishing. Just, if I don't have to replace a vault door or a wall, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't damage
Okay.
the structure, but furniture stay
The
hanging.
lock.
Got it.
I want to be able to use this bank after this job. That's, if you cause too much property damage, I won't be able to give you that bonus because I'll have to use that money to repair it. It's that simple.
Alright,
Okay.
Fair enough. Is there a time limit on this, or?
Yes. If you could get this done in, let's say, 2.5 days before sunset on the 3rd day. No particular reason, just it would be more convenient for us. And if you can't do
Yeah,
it by
fair.
that time, just let us know. And
I think we should manage that.
I think it's plenty of time, honestly.
Yeah, sounds good.
Any other basic questions you need?
Not really. Not at the moment.
Then I'll let you have the space to start coming up with your plan.
Thank you very much.
Best
you,
of
sir.
luck, or break a leg, I guess, for your mummers, folks.
Oh, and could you
Uh,
please bring a bottle of wine from the kitchen?
If you're going to pay for it.
I'm
Kren
not.
will pay for it.
Tell you what, you do this job for me, and I'll give you a bottle of best on the house.
Ooh, sounds good. We still get the rest of our cut, right?
Yeah, just
The entire
just as
cut
a
goes to this bottle.
as a personal thank you, I'll give you a nice bottle.
Sounds good. I should have you know the whole break a leg thing does not only count for them. He will
Yeah, but
he will
we
point
don't
to-
take it
In your case,
literally.
you're breaking others' legs. It's somewhat different.
Just don't go killing Mikkel or any of the people who work there who probably don't know they're working for an ex-family bank. Give them at least that courtesy.
Of course.
All right, well,
Jackrum will take the moment to just sort of politely stand up. Just stand up. Just all right. We will not trouble you any longer.
I'll just this space is yours to use, so I have other business to be getting on with. I look forward to your report.
We are sure that it will be successful.
All right,
All
setting
right.
up the timer for the planning segment.
All right.
So
And now.
the most important thing would probably be knowing the layout of the bank and possibly where the second stash of money is.
Yeah,
Those
that's
priority.
like a sneak around case the joint thing.
Yeah, and then it would be the finding a means to get into the bank and get money out of the bank.
Yeah, so we probably need some kind of transportation to get us out. And to get in, probably need to find out what kind of lock or door the wall's sitting behind, so we can make a fake key or pick the lock, whatever is more appropriate.
I mean, if this is a big vault, I don't think it'd be a key.
Well, I might be able to get us a transport in order to transport the gold and silver away from the bank. I could probably arrange for us to use a hearse.
That would at least take care of whatever happens after we get the silver. So
Yeah, it will at least give us a way of moving the goods discreetly afterwards, and actually get the stuff out of there. So it is something, but that does leave the whole getting the stuff out of there.
I mean, we have Viola can get into the building.
Yeah.
Just-
The problem is probably staying unseen until
And I don't think it'd be too hard for me to get in the building, and not so sure about Jackrum, but either way, I think the main problem would be getting through the vault door.
Yeah, but that's why I'd suggest we try to see what kind of door it is, and maybe get either some tools made to pick the lock. Maybe get a fake key made, or just decide to screw all it and blow it up.
I mean, that's Plan B, obviously. Just explosives everywhere.
Do we still have that sedative?
No,
knock
you
out
don't.
the guards.
You don't have that anymore.
I think we didn't actually use that. Yeah, it probably went off.
Yeah.
Right.
Who lost the crate?
To be fair, we probably gave it to the veterinarian to use, because we didn't end up using it.
That brings up a good point. How are we going to work her into this?
We'll see. But first, we should probably scout the place, find out what we're up against.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think we also have to decide: are we doing loud and flashy or being discreet?
I would suggest we go take the next night. I would suggest casing it the next night, and then we can still plan tomorrow to go, and can decide then to go flashy with a bang or discreet with a key.
We have much more discreet of a loadout currently. With
well, we can. I probably know some guy who could hire a parade.
So yeah, I think Sani, you're as a thief. I assume you're going to be doing the scouting.
Yeah, that was the idea. Viola's gonna go get in, try to go, probably actually at the moment she's already changing her hair and skin color to a dark brown each, to not be the same person if she gets caught tonight.
So that would leave legwork for me and you, Copper.
Yes.
Any ideas?
About 10 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I will admit I'm having a bit of trouble thinking or something. Well,
maybe Jackrum can find a way to legitimately enter the bank. Like have a will that has to be enforced.
One of us could do research on the guy.
That's true. I could try and see. Oh wait, that'd be better for a night shift though, not a day one. But yeah, we can see if there's any wills.
You could try and plan for 2 segments at once.
Well, I'm just thinking maybe during the night I could see if any of the nearby bars to see if there's any of the staff members working there that can be questioned.
You just said bar, and I thought you were going different, going with the plan A.
No, just. But yes, during the day I could see if there's any wills that need to be enforced in the area.
I mean, since it's daytime right now, I could just go off and try to basically stalk the main guy to see his work schedule.
That's true.
So that I can do that this scene. So.
But yes, I guess I will see if I can get a will to enforce. Have an excuse to go into the bank in order to check it out. Or
nice.
Worst case scenario, ask questions, see if I can go in there under the pretense of setting up an account.
So we're all decided for this scene? And we can plan for the night one now, I guess.
Yes. Well, I know what I'm doing for the night one. As I said, going to check out the nearby bars, see if I can find any staff members relaxing after work in order to ask questions of.
Since at that point Viola would have it scouted out, so we would know what we would be able to decide then what we need to get into the vault. So
Into the wall.
I just want to. I paused the timer and I want to say something. I've been saying this to all the groups, but in particular, I want to restate the point. When you're describing a legwork scene, they've kind of gone very slow in the past and taken up a lot of time. And how they're kind of more supposed to be done is that you describe the whole master plan like it's all going to go perfectly, and then I introduce complications at some points along that master plan.
Okay.
So when it's time to lead your legwork scene, I want you to do so with confidence, assuming that you're competent enough to do all the things that you want to do. And then I say, okay, that's going to need a skill check. There's going to be a complication here that you didn't think of, etc., etc.
Okay.
So
but for night.
Anyway, restarting the timer so you can keep planning.
All right.
So
Yeah,
once we find out what we need to get into the vault, one of us can spend a legwork trying to get that thing, or like if it's a key or like something like that.
Yeah, I could try to question
if necessary.
Yeah, I could be trying to question the staff in order to get some insider knowledge on things, possibly work out anything that isn't apparent from scouting, like security measures that aren't obvious.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing.
So you go drinking, and
Yes.
I'm gonna go get a key.
I could like follow some of the workers home and make sure they don't come in the morning. Not killing, obviously. He's told me not to do that. I'll try my best.
Well, obviously, but I'm failing to see how that benefits the master plan, the grand scheme of things.
Less workers to deal with when the plan goes through. Less guards to spot us. I don't know.
That's true. Some less guards would probably make a day robbery a bit easier.
Yeah. Then tomorrow.
Well, what's stopping them from sending replacements, though? This is a
Unless
business.
Unless, just as an idea.
They don't come in direct. Like there'll probably be some form of delay before they can get replacements.
Yeah.
Just as an idea, if we were to set it up, if you were to stalk like the night security members back home, just where they're staying during. Actually, wait. If you can find out like a roster of who's going to be working the next the watch shift, and we can remove these people, or at least some of these people, when we decide to go in on that particular day.
Okay, so when I'm gonna into case join, I'm gonna look for the vault, the small vault, and the list of guards. Got it. So we're gonna do, and for what are we doing tonight? And then I would suggest the next day we're gonna get back to plan the actual heist.
Yeah, the next day is the heist day. We'd have everything we need at that point.
Yeah, I would go maybe with a planning session, and then for the day, and then go it in the evening, or do you go in the early morning?
Probably at night would be optimal bank robbing time.
Yeah.
This is an idea of going into the bank during the day, not just to scout the place out, but I could also potentially maybe try and create a bit of a distraction and all that to give you an easier time.
Yeah.
Scouting the place out.
And if we do it at night, there won't be the problem of there's civilians everywhere. What do we do now?
All right. I guess we should get things in order and get
Well,
this underway.
we have 2.5 days, so we can go do today. Then tomorrow morning during the day, we go over what we found out, do another planning session, and then either do it that night or the next morning.
And maybe at some point our Brawler friend will wake up from his hangover and get here.
Yeah.
Your Magus.
Meh. Do we actually know that?
Yeah, we know he's magical. We saw it a lot during the boat thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be challenging to keep that a secret from him.
Yeah, he did something to that capo, and honestly, I don't really like that. No, kind of uncomfortable with the ability to mess with people's minds.
Maybe that's why we didn't invite him into this.
Meanwhile, Viola is just sitting there slowly. Her hair is getting brown and browner and browner.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go and see if I can get a will in
Yes,
order
but how
to go
much time do we
enforce.
have left?
How does the will enforcement work with the private bank?
If the recently deceased has stuff at the bank that is to be distributed according to the will.
Ah, fair enough.
Hey, but how much time is left?
You've got about 2 minutes.
Can
So we
either-
plan
Can either of you two forge a document?
I wonder.
No. I can make a disguise.
No, being a
Distract someone.
member of being a member of the honorable order of that deals with the deceased would be and more than enough to make this legit. I'm just thinking if you could get maybe a fake will, we could potentially cause a bit of a distraction if there's been a complication, as in maybe the person that's being claimed being dead is not dead. That could cause a bit of that could cause some fun.
I mean, you can spend influence to get some of that stuff.
No,
But
I
that-
can't.
But
I'm planning to spend my influence on the hearse to actually move the goods.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, you can try creating a document as an anything else check.
Possibly, I'm just seeing if either of my companions actually knew how to
No.
do something. Damn.
30 seconds.
All right, I'll give it a shot. Let's see if we can make a document. Any bonuses or negatives? Because I'm fairly certain that Jackrum at least knows what this thing's meant to look like. Because
Yeah, I'll give you that. Just roll it straight.
all right, so no bonuses or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
But no problems either.
9. You could make that a success if you pushed your luck 4 times.
No. Screw it. I'm just gonna see if I can find a real one. Just an actual will to enforce. Because Jackrum just sort of looks at his attempt, just like, no, this wouldn't hold up 5 freaking minutes.
It's a slightly bloody piece of paper that he just wrote on it, not dead.
Give all to Cat.
No, I just think it's taking a smear of sauce and the napkin, writing a will.
Just stops, just like, wait, what the hell am I doing? This is an idiotic move.
He's sketching out a will.
Hmm.
Alright then. Planning is over, and it's time to begin the first day of legwork. And as the segment begins, there is 3 heat on the pool. So,
Alright.
now remember, we're going to start legwork, and don't just be like, well, can I go here? Can I do this thing? You know, let's not roleplay it out step by step. Just lay out your master plan confidently.
Alright, so I guess since Jackrum's going to be the distraction in the bank, to allow our scouts to look around, I guess he'll go first.
Alright, how does your legwork scene play out, and what do you get out of it?
Well, for somehow by the all powerful mercy of the Silver Judge, we actually managed to find a will that is relevant for this particular bank. And just Jackrum.
Well, here's the thing about that. That would either be a use of influence or a separate legwork scene.
Yeah.
If you're going to walk into the bank now, you need to come up with a different cover.
Fair enough. I guess Jackrum would be going. Jackrum rather confidently will go into this bank in order with the idea of developing a loan, of getting a loan. Of course, his proposal for getting said loan would not necessarily be that good. Perfect material to create a bit of an argument. And potentially distract staff members in order to get more of them in the one place and allowing our scouts to look around a bit easier with less eyes to worry about.
All right. I think that's pretty sound. So basically what you're accomplishing is, well, actually, honestly, I think this just counts as the scene that Viola's leading. as just
Okay.
part of that.
So,
So describe your end of this.
Yeah. So shortly after she sends her distraction in, Viola's gonna go find the nicest window, in her opinion, to enter through, jump up, go through the window, and to keep to the shadows, moving silently as possible from door to door for floor until she finds the way to first an office where she ruffles through, hoping to find the card schedule, which of course is in the second second drawer she opens or something. She moves then on to the down basement, where she's gonna look for clues on what kind of vault door is in their way, and what will she need to get it open.
Okay.
And afterwards, of course, she escapes unseen.
Mm-hmm.
None of the guards any the wiser.
All right, so with second story work, you can just find your way in through a nice window easily. Jackrum, let's say either distract someone or intimidate someone to really get the attention of security. When you walk in,
Intimidating seems. Intimidating seems. Yeah, you go.
Okay. When you walk in, the building is very, very small. It's a private bank, probably for rich contacts who don't come in very often. So there's like one teller, staffed there, and it's this very small lobby, with no waiting. It's silent as the grave, basically. There's a security guard sort of standing in the lobby, just arms folded, not looking like he's having the best day, but he's getting paid well. And then behind the teller window, you see standard office stuff, and that's all you can really see from just the lobby. Roll intimidate someone to create a scene. And I'm gonna say just sort of taking advantage of using the excuse of trying to open an account and or trying to open a loan, but being kind of a scary, shady man, earns you an advantage die.
Yes, probably the key pin of the loan not being sent in is the fact that he doesn't seem to have collateral to put against it.
Oh, but
I can see that being an argument.
Before you make that roll, Oblivious, how are you?
Kind of angry at myself because I left my damn phone in the car, so my alarm was useless.
That explains it. Honestly, it's so here's the deal. It's a bank job. You're trying to steal gold and silver. They're casing the bank right now. They finished their planning. They're doing their first round of legwork. Conditions are there might be a secret vault elsewhere on the property that you can find, and avoid destroying property or killing anyone so the place can be used later.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, reliable source of revenue and all that.
So how about you, and legwork goals right now are create a distraction, sort of have the thief case the joint, and then CreeperZone sort of stalks the boss man, Mikel Rosso. So I'm going to say you can come in for the night segment and think of a legwork scene to do that, because they have legwork scenes set up for 2 segments.
Yeah, because one thing I would have chimed in if I was there was, if it's got a secret vault, we need to see, if there's any kind of, plans to the building, which I'm assuming that's part of the case in the joint scene, but I can't assume.
Well, the casing the joint is more. I'm making my own plan of a building. So
yeah, she's actually just touring the building basically.
For some reason, we're trusting Viola's memory on this, other than paper.
Anyway, so make your roll to intimidate someone with 1 advantage.
I did. Unfortunately, it was success, but no advantage.
All right, but you are a sort of creepy enough presence that you sort of cause a scene, and security. You actually noticed that besides the one guard that was standing in the lobby, several more come out to sort of come in and be stern and, hey, don't try anything, and try to diffuse the situation. But I imagine you just keep up the gag for a while.
Yeah, a little while. Make it not escalating enough that it actually gets into a fight or anything, but definitely just sort of keeping tensions a bit high for a while. So they have to be there.
All right. So then, Viola, you use your second story work to enter through a window just fine. You end up sort of behind the teller window and sort of sneak behind, desks and stacks of paper, and make your way from office to office, rifling through desk drawers and whatnot. I'm gonna say, just make a roll to case the joint with another advantage die because of the distraction that Jackrum's giving you.
Yeah, that works.
All right, success with an advantage. With one boon, you manage to find the vault, the main big vault, fairly quickly, and you inspect the vault, and it's just sort of a classic, sort of big steel wheel sort of door that you spin, and then it pops open, swings out. The thing preventing you from opening it is 3 keyholes. There seem to be 3 separate keys that all have to be turned simultaneously to unlock this vault.
Okay.
Before the wheel is unlocked.
Okay.
With the boon, you notice perhaps one such key hanging from the waist of the teller, who's currently at the window arguing with Jackrum.
I'm gonna pick his pocket. In a moment I see that
her
the
pocket,
key
her
is
pocket
hanging from
actually, her pocket.
Details.
I'm gonna say
Weird.
roll to pick someone's pocket with a disadvantage because of the crowd that is there right now.
That's a D10, right?
D10, yeah.
Can I roll like a distract someone to try and draw attention away from her a bit? Or...
Yes, actually, I would definitely allow that.
Yeah, so just a rousing argument about just arousing a bit more of a peak and uprising, just like about how the whole I shouldn't need to have property collateral to get
money you want.
Yeah. Any bonuses or disadvantages to that, or
No, I think it's just straight.
All right. So you distract someone. Oh yes.
That is very much a success. You managed to sort of move back around the lobby so that everyone has to turn to face you while you make this big arm flailing show of an argument. And Viola, you can just that challenge die I was talking about. Just never mind that. You have an advantage now.
That's a key in my pocket.
Very successful.
Damn, we work well together.
No boon, but you managed to snatch the keyring off the teller's, off the teller's like belt loop, and you just take the whole keyring and sneak back away without anyone being the wiser, except for Jackrum. And you test them sort of one by one in one of the keyholes. And you find the key that fits that one. Turn it. It fits perfectly, but you need the other 2.
Okay. So from my thieves, I know security systems. Can I like use a lockpick or a fake key to pick the other 2 locks and have someone turn them to open? Or do I need the actual keys?
I think you need either the keys themselves or some very specialized lock and picking tools that are heavier than your usual your usual
Yeah,
tools.
that's just
because
but
these are
exactly for that
these
reason.
keys are made of like solid steel and
Okay.
and very sturdy and strong. And when you turn them, there's this big click click click.
So that's good, but that's not a problem because we already set up the legwork scene later on to find fake keys or lockpick tools.
Yeah, Sani, if you could actually, wait, is the key works on all 3 of the locks?
You test it and you test it on the other 2 keyholes and it does not work the same.
Alright. Well, either,
Okay, so-
either way, you can get pick locks because you're the best at picking a lock here.
Yeah, but
then,
after that,
yeah, the main boss probably has one of the keys which I could get, and then we'd be set.
So I just want to stress again, if you want to pick one of these locks and sort of cheat them, you need to get a specialized, much sturdier set of tools.
Yeah, but
any standard thief tools would bend or break under the weight of this lock.
Yeah, but we already played the night segment to get such tools, so...
All right. Just let
Rule
me
of
know.
reference, maybe not interrupt Spud as much.
And then I'm gonna say, make a roll to sneak around to find, anything extra, but now with, a couple of challenge die, because, some of the security cards are coming back to the back.
So, 2 challenge dice?
Yeah, because Jackrum's distraction, it's now becoming clear that he's not actually going to start a fight, so the other 2 are kind of going back to their posts because they can't just leave the back completely unguarded all the time.
I think I will push my luck on that, so to actually sneak around.
Yeah, I think you can push your luck once to clear it.
Yeah.
All right, so roll an extra challenge die.
Yeah, sorry, the only way I could give you a distraction is if I escalated it, and that seems kind of counterproductive.
Oh, but you clear it anyway, so all you do is lose 10 luck. You don't actually gain a drawback. So you nimbly sneak around the returning guards without them noticing you, and you sort of search around the offices, and you find beneath sort of the carpet in sort of the boss's room, the bank manager's room, rather. You kind of flip up a rug, and you find a floor safe.
Pick that lock.
It's not pick a lock. It's crack a safe.
Same difference.
And I'm gonna say the security on this one seems very tight. So, I'm gonna say 3 challenge dice. Crack a safe with 3 challenge dice.
So that's a success and 2 disadvantages.
All right, you managed to open the safe, and you find some books and some diagrams, and you don't know the contents yet because I'm going to say the drawback is it took you long enough that a guard walks by and notices sort of through a window that the rug has been moved and the safe is open, but you managed to get away.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that adds a couple more heat to the pool.
Did you pick a safe when I wasn't looking?
Yeah, I just did.
Don't worry, he only set off 2 or 3 alarms.
Yeah, but probably at that point Viola probably hightail it out of the bank before any more guards can catch her.
So let me just check a thing real quick. I'm gonna say that's significant evidence of a crime on top of the drawbacks. So I'm gonna say that adds 4 heat to the pool after the scene is done. And I'm gonna say you can just get out because I can make you roll for it, but you've already sort of been caught. So I'm gonna say there is now 7 heat in the pool as this scene ends. And Jackrum, you're eventually escorted off the premises.
Fair enough.
So you've now stolen the contents of the secret vault, but they know they've just been burgled.
Also, when Jackrum is escorted out, Viola just drops next to him and they walk away silently into the daylight, not the night.
It's midday, so
Yeah. I'm just visiting Viola dropping from a roof, and the two of them sit down in some nice cafe to
Assess just how things went.
Yeah.
And Jackrum will probably just sort of mention you really should not have taken those right now.
What did you take anyway?
secret
I
documents.
don't know.
The what?
Does it really matter? It's just the pride of taking it.
It's a safe. It was locked. I could open it. That's all that matters.
Well, yeah, but that's not the safe we're going after. You just made our job harder.
It was
Yeah,
the bonus safe.
Oh,
I'm just saying that if you had figured out how to open it, you could probably have just, closed it again. We could just come back and open it later on when we rob the big one.
yeah, that. I ran to the bathroom real quick, and I picked a bad time to do that.
Yeah, I didn't mention it because, well, Jackrum is currently debating the whole system of loans with Attila in a very loud voice.
Anyway, so that's the end of that legwork scene.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that was both, just for simplicity, that was both Strong Copper and Sani. So, which leaves CreeperZone.
All right.
And your plan was to sort of track down the boss, or the
Yes.
owner of the bank.
So the master plan, find out where he is at first, and then just follow him, trace his steps all day, following him everywhere where he goes, what he does, and just write it down, I guess, or make a mental note, just so to know what he does all day, and if there are any opportunities to steal something, like if he would notice that his keys or something to do with the bank, he would take that opportunity and try to steal it.
All right. I'm going to say locating someone probably isn't going to be the challenge. You managed to, with sort of the family sort of helping you out, you can find the guy's residence pretty quickly. And in the early light of morning, you see this sort of tall, well-built, but elder gentleman come out of his rather nice house in the affluent merchant district, come out and lock up his place and go about his day. At first, it's pretty easy to tail him, but pretty soon he goes to a security company, a building, and comes out with an escort of guards. So I'm going to say roll to tail someone with 2 challenge dice so that you're not spotted by the extra security as well.
All right. Success with two
drawbacks. You tail someone, but at one point, you're not spotted for a while. He seems to spend most of his day meeting with very, very rich nobles at discreet locations to presumably talk money. But at some point, while you're waiting, you get a little sloppy and they spot you. And the consequence of that is that the guards just sort of hurry Mikkel along, quickly out of sight, ducking down an extra path. This was sort of towards the end of his day, so you managed to track his movements pretty well up until that point. But you were spotted, so I'm going to say that adds another couple heat to the pool.
Kren forgot it was daytime and just stood out in the open, thinking he was completely camouflaged.
Yeah.
Daytime, nighttime, all the same to him. He can't see darkness.
No, he doesn't see the difference in the light.
All right. But yeah, you got his movements, and you also noticed that he also had a big key ring on him as well.
I'll be stealing that. If I did not get a chance to steal it while I was tracking, I guess I'll steal it at night during the.
Yeah,
next
you
legwork.
didn't get a chance because of the drawbacks. So yeah, that's end of the first time segment. There's the day. So now we begin the night and add, now that Oblivious is here, 4 heat to the pool for a total of 13.
Joy.
Ooh, it's getting hot.
Because guys just sort of went for it.
Ouch.
So some of you already have legwork plans, and Oblivious, have you come up with something to do? Because your character's been filled in at this point.
Oh, okay, good. Just out of curiosity, like how much time do we have specifically?
You have 2.5 days, so you have until sunset of the 3rd day.
Okay, because I wasn't sure about the time frame.
So you have another 4 time segments remaining.
Another 4 times. So what can I do with that?
Well,
I'm
current plan
trying-
was this segment, and then next day segment a planning session to plan.
You could. Is it possible to have a legwork to reduce heat?
A cleaner can do that.
But we have no cleaner. Yeah, come to think of it, we probably do need a cleaner on this crew.
We definitely do.
Considering like how not subtle most of our actions are, despite having 2 sneaky folks.
We're sneaky when we need to be, but
But your personalities just mean you keep doing stupid shit.
flashy, sneaky people.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's not the skills, it's the personality.
You're a bunch of flashy, flamboyant thieves. We're maybe a stealth risk.
Because I'm trying to think of something I could.
Well, how about we start with the other 3 legwork scenes, and you sort of keep thinking.
Okay.
So in the nighttime legwork, who wants to start first?
Well, no one else wants to. Viola is going to look for some of the more experienced thieves in Among Us to obtain some heavier lockpicks for the job.
Okay.
So she's probably.
Let's see. Yeah, let's just do that in the legwork.
Should I describe what's going on, or?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Viola's prop has like in the afternoons spent getting the address or what have you of one of the thieves in the Mamas with a better reputation for like having all you could think of, and not knocking on the door. This would be poor showings for a thief. But she will enter through the one of the more less secured windows he has, and go forward to knock on his study. And
Viola
then
doesn't believe in doors.
Doors don't exist.
And then try to help. Who's arguing? Okay. And then she'll try to convince him to loan her some of the heavier lockpicks.
Okay. And that was Oblivious echoing, just so you know.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry. Oh, actually, I was actually beating the shit out of my keyboard. Sorry about that. I'll mute.
All right. So you sneak into this much more renowned thief's place to ask to borrow some tools.
Yeah.
And with second story work, you can just get inside. I'm going to say sneak around with 4 challenge dice once you're inside, just to see how far you can get before he notices you.
Okay. So that's success with 2 challenge dice.
All right. You managed to get inside and sort of like up 1 floor of stairs before the lights turn on, and you just see this extravagantly dressed thief sort of leaning against a wall in the corner, going, that's pretty good. So what do you need?
Thank you. I'm looking for some heavier lockpicks to pick a vault door. I believe a thief of your reputation has more than enough to loan a pair of them for one night.
I have one set, but you're a fellow thief of the mummers, and you've got at least some skills. All right, do not lose them. All right.
I will not. Definitely will not.
He opens up a secret drawer in just a random armoire nearby, and opens up a false bottom, and brings out this actually kind of heavy, long box, and kind of opens it up for you and shows off some heavier lockpicking tools, and then closes it and hands it to you.
Viola will take the lockpicking tools, just looking at from him to the tools in like not quite secret awe, but as inside awe, but close enough.
And he's
professional. Yeah.
And he says, "So, what are you going to use them on?" Out of curiosity, don't tell me all the details, but just what do you need to open?
Free locked vault door in a bank.
Nice.
Yeah, I already managed to sneak one of the keys, and we know where our second one is, but we still need a way to get the third lock open.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, just make sure you get those back to me by the end of the job.
I will.
Uh-huh.
And I will stores the lockpick in the whatever pouches
it's actually a pretty big box.
Oh, okay, so she's carrying the box under her arm and actually uses the door.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, and goes about.
You notice the door is has 10 locks on it, so you just have to unlatch 10 different things before you can finally open the door and leave, and then you hear behind you just all those latches going back on.
Clack, 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 clack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the windows are the better doors, and where's the next best ally to end the legwork scene?
All right. So that's that legwork. You've got a set of heavy-duty lockpicking tools now, strong enough to get through even a vault lock. At least turn one of them.
Yeah.
Now the other legwork scenes, either Kren or Jackrum.
I think Jackrum will step up for this one.
What is your plan?
Well, considering that the staff at the bank has almost certainly had a very hard day, Jackrum is going to be scouting out the banks in order to see if he can find any of the staff members that he recognizes from the bank. He will also take the opportunity to apologize for his behavior and to offer to buy them a drink to try and at least get in their good books before, trying to talk to them of just about a couple of things, but trying to namely work out just what our thief's actions have caused them to do, because he's pretty sure that the thief stealing from the secret bank, the secret vault before the main event has probably caused them to sort of amp up security a bit, and he wants to find out how.
Okay.
So it's a regular plan, but with a twist. Get them drunk before information this time.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm gonna say the role is to tail someone with a challenge die because they'll recognize you.
Fair enough. Let's see, I'll be pushing my luck.
All right.
Once.
Roll an extra.
So another challenge.
Yep.
Another challenge.
Hey, no disadvantages, so.
And still no drawbacks. All right.
Other than the whole luck thing, but yeah, could be worse.
What does it say that our brawler is one of the most subtle ones of the crew?
Kinda, yeah.
I'm big and look like Lurch and carry a shovel as a weapon.
The trick is, he gets noticed. If he gets noticed, he doesn't leave any witnesses with at least with a full set of memories for the last 24 hours.
It's perfect stealth if everyone's on the floor.
It's amazing what memories a concussion will mess with.
You're like 6 feet and 250 pounds. How are you supposed to sneak around? I take my club and whack him across the head. Tell him when he wakes up that I took his money.
I don't need to conceal myself when all they're seeing is blurs.
How do you sneak around? My intimidate is so high that I just tell them you didn't see anything.
Bang, bang, Jackrum, silver shovel.
But yes, he's tailed some. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's tailed the teller in order under the pretense of apologizing to him and offering to buy him a drink in order to, as a means of apology for being a problem client.
He got riled up in political.
And he did not mean to imply that he was a bureaucratic weasel.
All right.
It's not an implication if it's the truth.
So you managed to tail them to this bar. One of the guards and the teller that was there earlier today, without them noticing you right away. Let's see. I'm trying to consider a move here because I've got 13 heat in the pool. And I'm going to say you sort of sit at the bar, planning your approach to get information out of them. But before you do, I spend 12 heat, bringing me down to 1. And as you're about to make your move, 2 officers of the City Watch come by and say, sit down a second. We'd like to talk with you.
Oh, no.
Jackrum will blink, but he will politely nod his head and just say, how can I help you, officers?
I think you can help us very much. And the reason is because we know you're going to roll the Rosso Bank. And you've already taken something from it already, haven't you?
Well, to be fair, Jackrum didn't actually take anything.
I don't know what you mean. I haven't taken it. I haven't taken a thing.
We know that you were at the scene at the same time of the robbery.
Yes, I was trying to get a loan. In fact, I was going to just go. It got a bit heated, and I was just going to go.
Enough. Now, there's 2 ways this can go down. Either we make this a problem, or you can make this problem go away.
I see. I'm assuming you want something.
Something of value might convince us that your intentions are pure.
Can I size someone up, just to see,
I'll just say you can just do that as if you roll a success. These look like incredibly just corrupt City Watch officers. They're, they do this sort of thing all the time. Use dirty contacts to get paid to shake down thieves on the job.
All right. How would you officers like a drink? On me.
Oh,
We're technically on the beat right now. We can't be drinking. It's against regulations,
Oh, really?
So is cavorting with criminals.
Not that I am one, of course.
Look, it's very simple. Either we come up with some manner of arrangement, and you go on with whatever plans you have for those bank employees, or we make things very difficult for you. Now that you haven't already made things difficult. I mean,
yeah,
they're going to be hiring more security. You have to know that by now.
Almost certainly. All right. I think I might have something you might be interested in. If perchance in a couple of days there just happens to be a report of happens to be a report of a bank robbery, and some of the supposed bars that went missing were to turn up somewhere. Well, I think that if a couple of honorable officers like yourselves were to come upon them, I'm sure that you would do the right thing.
Gold bars, no, that's too much heat to move, honestly. And then you have to deal with insurance, and one goes the other, and then have to deal with logging it and trying to pawn it. No, that's no.
I was thinking more if you were to turn them in, you could potentially
for a piddly
earn
bounty.
a fair
Come
bit.
on, no,
Well, you'd still
no.
earn a good reputation. It would definitely improve your standing a bit.
Oh, sure, because we've made our careers on reputation. Come on.
They have a point.
Yeah, that's true.
They're probably after something specific.
Something liquid or something very significant.
Alright, I'm assuming you want... What exactly do you want?
Well, either some cash paid tonight, or, better yet, the materials that you stole. Whatever was in that secret safe.
What was in that safe?
I think...
No.
Jackrum will sigh before he just says, you're going to have to offer you lovely gentlemen some money so that you can buy your own drinks when you're off beat. Then just try and be subtle about the whole take some money and here's some money, have fun.
So you're actually gonna bribe them?
Yeah.
I want to explain the gameplay ramifications of this. You're gonna have to pay them enough that it, sort of cancels out your cut from the main job. So that XP you get from the main job.
Only his cut or all of our cuts?
Yeah. I'm talking about the 1 XP you would get just from completing the base job.
Oh, shit.
And I will say, you are allowed to say no. I'm not going to railroad you into saying yes.
Remind me, what was our assassin going to be up to?
I was about to suggest this. We have another day segment before our heist. I'd be up
Would you gentlemen be willing to meet with me tomorrow so I can gather together an appropriate sum for all your good work?
Can you do it tonight? Because otherwise we might think that you're gonna try something fishy, and we'll have to report to our superiors.
I can steal the key in the day segment. I can do this tonight.
Yes, I could try and do it tonight, but it'll have to be a bit later on.
You do have a crew member who doesn't, an extra crew member who doesn't have something to do yet.
Indeed we do. And he does have magic that can screw with minds. As distasteful as that is.
Might not want to say that out loud.
I'm not.
Or you could just gang up on them.
I'd rather not, because they are... Yes, they're corrupt, but they're still agents of the Crown. Them getting the shit kicked out of them or being dead kind of draws attention.
A lot of attention.
Yeah. Even if they are scum. It's the principle of the thing.
I can get it done quick.
So what is your answer?
His answer is all right, but it'll have to be a bit later on tonight. I do need to gather stuff together.
All right, they arrange a place and time for at the dead of night.
All right. I am definitely going to be talking to a Magus friend, provided he's recovered from his hangover and can actually, be coherent. Yes, that is kind of the excuse we're thinking of why you're not there. Doesn't necessarily have to be the reason, but That's what we think's happened. Bloody drunk, Russian wannabe.
All right, so
To be fair, I do go rolling with you a lot.
Yeah.
So they get up and leave with the pointed reminder that you better pay up, or they will be revealing what they know to their superiors.
Of course, I will be there.
All right.
And once they're gone, I will continue with Plan A of basically talking.
And I'll just say that you're able to overhear that the consequence of what happened at the bank earlier today was that they've hired more security to be on site for the next few days, and there's a city watch investigation into the stolen goods, which presumably is why you were just approached right now.
Good, that. So, extra security from the bank and possible agents of the crown to worry about. Great. Yeah, sorry, something in the back of my throat. Alright. Jackrum's gonna with that knowledge, Jackrum's gonna go track down the Magus, wherever he might be.
Alright. And I'll say that's that legwork scene done, which just leaves CreeperZone and Oblivious.
I guess I can do mine before Oblivious.
Alright.
So I know where he lives. My objective is to break in as stealthily as possible without anyone seeing me. Find where he keeps his keys, take them, and leave without anyone noticing. And I'll probably be no, that's it. Yeah.
Well,
it's simple.
Let's see. I think. How do you enter the building silently?
What kind of building is it?
It's a residence in a merchant district. You could probably just bring someone else with you. They don't have to be solo scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bring Viola. That's
why wouldn't you want to bring Viola?
Last time.
I'm sorry. You took the words right out of my mouth. Sorry, Viola.
Sani's
gone getting a drink, so I don't know if he heard, but...
How do you get inside the building, then?
All right.
It has, it's a standard locked building.
Is it 2 stories or 1?
It is 2 stories.
I'd find a second story window if there are any open, or if not, I'd try to pick my way into one. Climb up and pick my way into the window.
Windows don't usually have outside locks, but...
Yeah, but you can, have shims or... I don't know the terminology, but I know you can break into a locked window from the outside.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna say it's however you enter the building, which is gonna be the tough part. You need to roll pick a lock.
Oh, I do not.
Which is gonna be anything else for you.
Yep.
And since you just decided not to bring Viola, you have to do it alone.
Yeah, I stand by this decision. Any drawbacks or?
No, not yet. You're gonna have to push your luck twice.
I'm okay with that. That'd be 2 disadvantage?
Yep. Oh, come on. Alright. Against, after a few false starts, you manage to sneak inside without creating too much noise. You pick open a window or the door or whatever and climb inside. McKellar also and his wife are at home, but they are already asleep. So I'm going to say to search for the keys, roll to sneak around with 1 challenge die, 1 advantage die.
I'd like to note that I'm doing this completely in the dark. So yeah.
Yeah. So you have your night vision quirk thing?
Yes, that is my quirk. I can see in the dark.
All right, taking that into account.
There.
1
disadvantage.
1 disadvantage, and you clear it because sneak around is 90 for you. So You managed to find the keys pretty easily, and you managed to slip it off his keyring, or whatever you want to do with it, without being heard. You managed to silence even the jangling of the keys.
That's impressive.
I mean, if you're thinking of a disadvantage, I would say Kren would be the type to leave behind a calling card.
Well, you didn't roll a disadvantage, so.
Wait, didn't?
Oh wait, no, that was your. Sorry, you flipped
Yes.
him around on me. That is your disadvantage. I thought you rolled a boon. Really? A calling card?
Well,
Like you
throwing
haven't-
more like a rave.
Like you
Style-
haven't tipped this guy
right,
off enough.
Ever.
I'm just saying if you're thinking of a disadvantage.
I mean, if you're
So
just
you
going to
go with
give
one
that
of-
to me.
Why would you do that? That's
I feel
mean,
like just Jackrum goes drinking with the circle Magus, because while he finds his my magic kind of freaky as hell, he knows he's not an idiot like the two murderers are.
Yeah. So
I mean, it wouldn't be like literal writing saying I was here, I stole your keys, but like he'd probably leave behind a crow feather or something.
All right, you take the vault key off his key ring, and in its place you leave a crow feather. Fine. You managed to sneak out the way you came, and I'm going
Did you at least close the window?
Yes, probably.
I don't assume anything with you guys anymore.
And I'm going to say that scene generated another 3 heat. So bringing us up back to 4. And now, Oblivious, your legwork scene.
Well, I was originally kicking around the idea of apparently the boss guy is hobnobbing it with Noble, so I figure I might try to make use of, gossiping with Noble, see if I can find something, but it seems like my job has been chosen for me this time.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you, but
No, it's
Oh.
fine. It's this is actually way more interesting.
Also,
yeah, Murmur's an idiot. The Murmurs are idiots.
Kren can be like in the background waiting to be called if necessary in the scene.
Yeah, I mean, the whole crew can show up for this one. It just has to be Oblivious's led scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, because I never got around to asking you this. Where exactly would you find like a what do you call it? Brain.
A brain?
A shop where. Well, not in our mummers, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking where you would find a place where somebody would find, maintain, and teach musical stuff at. Just out of curiosity,
Find and maintain what stuff?
musical instruments and whatnot.
Mamas?
Music shop. The Mummers also would probably have a great number of musical instruments.
No, I mean specifically what district is what I'm asking.
Merchant District.
Okay, because I was trying to figure out where in the hell I would place Laz, and I never actually nailed that down
Why are you looking for musical instruments?
because I wanted to find out where he actually lives. Because apparently our grave robber fellow needs to find me.
Well, we don't have to roleplay that out. That's not the important thing. The important
I know,
thing is
Just flavor.
is the meeting
Yes.
with the 2 corrupt city watchmen.
Yep.
So
I trust the fact that I'm coming to you for this. It tells you just how I want this to go.
So, Oblivious, I've said this several times for several groups, but just to reiterate, I don't want legwork to be like just role-playing it out step by step. I want you to make it go faster. I want you to just lay out your master plan, how you think it would go given your skills, and then I'll introduce skill checks and complications.
Okay.
Just be confident and tell me what happens in this chapter of the story.
Okay. So we're meeting these guys to find out exactly what, because they said they had something specific that they wanted. Yeah.
They
we're
wanted a
supposed to
bribe.
discuss. They wanted a bribe. Okay, because I thought that they were derailing us to snatch something in particular elsewhere.
They want either a bribe or the stolen goods that you took from the secret safe.
Okay.
Hmm.
Actually,
You go. You go.
I just thought of something that might actually work, but it's probably going to hurt Laz a lot.
I am perfectly okay with that.
Not physically hurt. No, one of the things I can do is I can actually use influence to give them an artifact as a bribe.
An artifact of the Vladov Empire.
Yes, because for obvious reasons he has those things.
I mean, you sort of get it from your contacts in the circle.
Or that, yes. Either way,
that's how the influence works.
Either way, it's gonna be problematic for him.
All right. So is that how you want to handle this?
Well, I mean, it's not something going to be on the books that they can track and all that stuff. So it's sufficient for a bribe, and not something that is like, oh, it's gold bars. Fuck, we have to do paperwork for that. Not so much with this.
Recently stolen gold bars. That would not be terribly acceptable.
Yeah.
So, okay, just to confirm, you're going to spend the influence to acquire a Vladov Empire artifact?
Yes.
Okay. So Jackrum tells you about this problem that you've got with this job, and you're like, ugh, fine. So you, leverage your influence and your contacts and your personal wealth to acquire a artifact of some value from the old country. And you arrive at this meeting time with artifact in hand, I assume.
Yes. Out of curiosity, what is it, or does it matter?
What do you think would be fitting?
Something fitting, something magical. Probably something small, because that's also way easier to conceal, but no less valuable.
The golden cane of Elizabeth the Conqueror.
Magical compass of desire.
Just a fancy-looking amulet. No one knows who.
I'm gonna say a fancy-looking compass that belonged to some figure of renown in Vladov history, which is, special enough, but not like super critical or anything. I'm gonna say it is an ornately decorated compass with a proven heritage.
He brings the seal of authenticity.
The Nintendo seal of approval for you, gentlemen.
The orb of McGuffinism.
The orb of MacGuffin. The orb of Sir MacGuffin. All right, so you bring
before
this
whole thing, before the whole thing starts, he's gonna whisper Jackrum's like, "You owe me for this."
Oh, I know. Don't worry, we'll be getting a lot of gold and silver from this job.
No, you don't know.
All right, so yes, that works perfectly. They are quite satisfied with this bribe, and they just look at.
Wow. Sorry, I moved my mic, but I wasn't fast enough.
You sneeze all over it, making you worthless.
I sneeze on one of the mummers in the shadows. I'm so sorry.
Viola's not in the shadows. Viola's standing behind Jackrum.
I'm in the shadows. Damn it! Do I have to roll to dodge?
It's of no consequence. I'm just gonna say, because you spent the influence, they just sort of sneer at you and say thanks for doing business, and they leave and promise you that they will not cause you any extra trouble anymore. Though they promise nothing if you get actually caught by the City Watch.
Oh God, that one hurt. Ow.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure that our mummer friend here, Jackrum, will pat our thief who caused this whole bloody mess.
Viola will smile nervously.
Kren walks towards them.
I'm very tempted.
Disappointing. No.
I'm very tempted to read emotions or something, but I don't want to make this more complicated than it already is. I don't have the best luck with challenge die.
Well, I think they know better than to renege on a deal with 4 cartel members.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that even if you're an agent of the crown, it ends up with you being dead in an alley somewhere after being shanked several times.
Yeah.
I can make you think you're a pretty little princess. You won't want that.
Yikes.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that at some point. Mark my words.
I don't want to roleplay that, but well, since we've cleared the first day of legwork, and we started a bit late, but we got about an hour and a half left in the session.
Sorry about that.
No problem. We're gonna take a small break and then come back, do a planning scene, and then the rest of the job. But for now, this is the end of part 1 of the bank job.